Hey, chicken stew. Like my timer? There we go. So, I still need to hit. I didn't quite hit 30. I got to nearly 29. I'm really close to 29. But so basically, like one level in a like five, like I don't know, 2% of a level. No, and I'll be good. Okay. Theme Park Tycoon. Atlantic Park is a strange beast, casting a large, long shadow across the Savage Coast. Each brokered history riddled in mystery. Investigate the park and its rides and find out about the origin and purpose of the place.
Finally. Are you with Grayson Security? I've been trying to get a hold... No. You wouldn't happen to have a helicopter, would you? Of course not. This is private property, but I won't belabor the fact. I'm not particularly attached to it. Who in their right mind would want an abandoned amusement park on a godforsaken island in the Atlantic? Aside from Nathaniel Winter, of course. Yeah, that Nathaniel Winter. Millionaire. Mogul. Also, as it turns out, theme park tycoon. Nathaniel brought me up here during construction. And even then, there were accidents. Workers falling to their deaths, equipment malfunctioning as soon as it was turned on. Strange whispers at night, according to the crew, coming from the rides themselves. But he was a stubborn son of a bitch, my father. The park opened against all odds right on schedule. Whole island showed up for the ribbon cutting. But the accidents continued. A roller coaster derailed, killing a family of 3. A 10-year-old kid was found, dismembered, behind the cotton candy stand. An employee in a chipmunk costume went berserk, stabbing 2 teenagers in the eye. By 1980, Nathaniel was forced to shut it all down. There were investigations. It was all over the papers. So he closed up shop. Stayed behind while my mother and I went back to Boston. Never saw the son of a bitch again. I remember Nathaniel telling me once, after the bumper cars crushed one of the engineers, that this was all par for the course. Great deeds require great sacrifice, he said. Next time I saw my father, he was in a casket. He outlived everyone and left me nothing of his fortune. Except... I don't want his money. And I didn't ask for the park, neither. All I want is answers. You can say a lot about Nathaniel Winter, but he never made a bad investment or a rash decision. So why in God's name did he build this park? I've heard them. At night. The rides? They do whisper.
They do whisper. Main entrance.
You must have me confused.
Oh, I don't want to shortcut in. Same with the map. Go to the Octotron. Use the control box to start the ride. The ride's already started. Oh, I guess it's a visual glitch. It's interesting. Someone gets the ride, yeah. That's what I figured. Almost got all of them. Haha! I thought that part was weird. This fast turn impact doesn't really show you staying close to it. Huh? I don't know what you mean there. Level 29? Like, I barely had to do anything. I just maneuvered them into the ride. That's awesome. Oh, this one's a little more difficult. I might need the basic ability for this. Oh, they're not aggroing me? Yeah, I might need to slot the basic to smash the gas cans. I don't think this is gonna work. They're probably gonna reset. Almost. Yay! I didn't have to use the basic. Woohoo! Cars actually move like real fast and attack and only hits you on the outer part of the circle, not the inner. Which active targets everything in its circle. Plans of fire, you go in and out, but the overlook you can simply stand far enough away for both. Maybe? I know what you mean. I mean, it makes sense that it doesn't hit you in the inside, though, because it's supposed to be the cars hitting you, which the cars are only on the outside. We get to ride the roller coaster. Roller coaster of love. Say what?
Don't fear the dark. Feel it. Come out wherever you are.
Awesome. Destroy the mud golem. All you got? Bring it. He keeps knocking me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Woot. The kittens that drowned. Something tugs at the ankles and lowers leg. The kittens that drowned, huh? What's weird is you don't lose the buff even when you're on top of the swan. It's in all the duckies. Look, oh, that's right. I need to go up the roller coaster to get that. Cop car time. Got him. What a coincidence. I was just looking into this amusement park deal. Business, not pleasure. I hate clowns. Totally a serial killer tell. Anyway, these things are a huge front for cult energy accumulation, whatever that means. Some were on our books, the White City, Dreamland, Space Mountain, but Atlantic Park is all Nathaniel Winter. Looks like he tried to buy his way into the Illuminati in the 60s, got blown off with the "it's not us, it's you" speech. That makes for a man with something to prove and no way to handle it. Killer combo. You're farming that guy to death and trying to get the clown's nose? Doesn't even drop it? Yes, he does. He drops it. What are you talking about? He 100% dropped it in TSW, and I'm fairly certain I saw it in Legends from him. Unless they just moved it all together. I do remember that they messed something up because it wasn't hard, like it was like never dropping, or like so rarely it was just insane. And there was like a whoopsie on their part, and so they fixed it, and then all of a sudden it was fucking raining clown noses, like they overfixed it. Like they overfixed the problem. I don't remember if that overfix was in TSW or Legends, but I do remember there was an issue, and then they attempted to fix it and went completely the other direction. See? Chicken Stew knows what I'm talking about. The Great Clown Nose Flood. It was insane. You were like tripping over the fucking things. Yeah, I know it drops elsewhere, but I think it was always supposed to drop from multiple scarecrows, not just one. It's supposed to be like a random drop from a scarecrow.
You must have me confused with
Not just a scarecrow. Oh, I need to do side missions apparently. Oops. Let's do this one. Local amusement park not amusing. Police. Local amusement park not amusing police. Are they still there? Police investigate murder on the grounds. Atlantic Island Park claim violence may be related to cult activity. Local authorities are seeking 4 park employees for questioning in relation to a string of grisly murders. Bernard Grom, Peter Dobson, John Robertson, and Oswald Shields. They presently have no information about the men's whereabouts. In battle, Nathaniel Winter claims the 4 recently terminated have no association with the park. Winter also called for calm in the face of twisted pranks and allegations. A local resident who wished to remain nameless recalls hearing screams the night before 3 corpses were discovered by police. Thought it was just kids having a good time. Like maybe they got the roller coaster going because they were just screaming their heads off. The park's opening has been delayed by a series of violent incidents, derailments, and disappearances. It is currently slated for early next year. Ba ba ba. You see that fence jump? That was slick. Slick, I tells you. Once Rolling sent them, but no one wanted any, so in the end, I think half got silver shards. Chicken stew. Was the flood in TSW or in Legends? Do you remember? The clown nose flood. I honestly don't remember where the issue was. Oh, did I do the wrong one first? I did, didn't I? Fuck. Yeah, I did the wrong one first. God damn it. Well, that's annoying. Where the fuck is this guy? Was he behind the Ferris wheel? Yeah, that's what it is. He's behind the Ferris wheel. I believe TSW, but I noticed that there were things that just were not dropping, like the scale we're drawing in the column. Yeah, yeah. Alright, so we got that one. Let's go get this one. Put so much both memories playing. Yeah, same. That I have a shitty memory. So now I want to go here. The one by the lake. Isn't there one up here? I swear there's one around here somewhere. It's so funny, like, opting to stand into AoEs. And giving people random shit that drops off and is all too common. Yeah, same. Actually, it being common, that has a little to do with me giving it away. Hello, Peter Dobson. Oh, I missed that AoE. Haha! Okay, now I get to go give you the guy in the center again. dude is pretty creepy looking. You guys ever look at these guys? Like, missing his chest? Oh, you can see his spine. Look at that. That's actually really fucking cool. Oh, that worked so well. You know, one more side mission just to trigger the next tier of challenges, and then we can do the next theme park mission. Probably just do.
Can I help you?
Local bounty detected.
Yeah, I'll probably just do this.
Initiating.
I over leveled these guys now. Oh wow, that champion died fast. Holy shit. So hoping he would aggro the. Yeah, there we go. Where's the shard donation packages because of reasons? Dude, you're telling me. I had no inventory slots when I was doing that crap for Legend earlier. Like, I had to, like, move, what, 6 things into my crafting space. Then I could open, like, 6 slots worth of stuff and trade that off. And then I had to, like, do that again, like, over and over. I couldn't just, like, throw 9 anything, because I couldn't open the bags to trade them. Waha. You make it sound like you don't like Tetris. I mean, no, I enjoy my inventory Tetris. Don't get me wrong, but like, it was more waiting for her to figure out like what she was doing. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, did you want something?
A Carnival of Souls. Though the Atlantic Island Park has been derelict for years, Winter notes that its Ferris wheel remains powered, the same Ferris wheel where you encountered a dark entity. Could it be the source of the park's evil?
Where the hell is it? I know I left it right. Oh, God, the stench. To my son, Nicholas James Winter, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? I leave my masterpiece, the Atlantic Island Park, to be restored according to my original plans? What fucking plans, Dad? How did it go? Don't tell me. I'm not blind or deaf. I don't believe it's a coincidence those things are drawn to the rides. The fog came the day we got here. I was supposed to fly in, but the airport was closed, so we drove all the way up from Portland. Less than an hour later, it rolled in like an avalanche. Wahid here decided to stay in the car. I headed for the highest place I could find. I didn't think of it at the time, what with those animals at my feet. But it's weird that the wheel's still working after all this time. I can't imagine the power's still on. At least not the electrical power. But that's not what this place runs on, is it? He stayed behind, my father, Nathaniel Winter, when everyone else left. And not because he didn't have anything else. He had his empire, his money, my mother. He had me. But this is the only thing he wanted. It kept him alive for over a century. It gave him power. I'm still not convinced he's not here. Somewhere, feeding on the ghosts of lost children like some kind of bogeyman. What the hell are you looking at? This is private property, you know.
Go to the Ferris wheel. Free the laughter of children. Alright, now am I gonna have to break that, or can I grab some things to do it for me? Pretty close. There's like one more person in range. I probably can get it done. God damn it. this one should be close enough. Yes! Haha! Just had an idea. I need to speedrun Hellbach. Best mission because no one else allowed us to challenge my record. I think you underestimate me, Leo. I think you underestimate me severely. Spooky dance! Alright, so now... let's see if we can pull the same trick on this one. It's over halfway. Woot! Alright. Last little statue doohickey. Yeah, another one. There we go. Perfect. go. Can I stand this? Oh shit. Haha, sucker! That was pretty funny. It was harder to destroy the statues than it was to beat the boogeyman. I called it. Clowns equal serial killers. No wonder the Winter Clan has some serious daddy issues. This probably explains why none of the siblings have kids, too. Could be a useful in for Nicky Winter's fortune. Priorities for recruitment have shifted since we gave his pop the cold shoulder. I mean, look at you. On topic, let's assume you just nailed up the final out-of-business sign for Atlantic Park. I'll feed that into the liability pie charts, which FYI at the moment are looking like we'll be advising the Pentagon not to sink the island. Ciao, ciao. I think they definitely should sink the island. Alright, let's do the last one.
Can I help you?
Gravity. Nicholas Winter came here to sell his father's amusement park, but now he feels bound to the place. A mysterious third party is obsessed with it too, and the race is on to unlock the Winter legacy and take control of the park's power.
Quick access inventory updated.
You're like a bad itch that can't be scratched. You know why I came up here? To sell it all off. The whole park. So that I wouldn't end up like my father. Stuck to this place. There's gravity here. I don't know who they are, but they have money. And ways to convince you that it would be in your best interest to sell. I didn't care. I didn't need to be blackmailed to sign a contract. What in the name of hell do I want an amusement park for? But now I couldn't imagine selling. It's got its claws in me like it had my father. It won't let me go. It owns me. It feeds on me. There's no escaping gravity. Time I've invested in you, I figured you'd come up with something. But all you've given me is grief. And now they're coming for me. For whatever dark secrets this tomb holds. They're like you. Special. Part of another world. A secret world. Convinced they run the place. That the rest of us are just shadows. Even if I knew how to escape gravity, even if I wanted to, Something tells me I shouldn't. I don't know what'll happen to this place. And the world, if I do.
Deciphered heading reveals Nathaniel Winter's last will and testament.
Quick access inventory updated.
So this is the will, and now we need to use the Mongol.
Temporary abilities acquired.
The ingenious design was acquired from a very rare architect at great cost. I outbid the sailors for it on a steamship to Cairo. Design was worth every penny. I test the mechanics' work. That is why the sailors continue to hound me. They will stop at nothing to acquire the plans. For this reason, they have been divided and concealed. Various powerful factions want us off Solomon Island, but I have gone to great lengths and spent great sums to secure our site. It is ours, and it is perfect for its purpose. Only a small piece of Henderson's farm remains. Those who know me will understand why I didn't have the heart to tear it down. Son, if you are reading this, I can only assume you have inherited something essential from me. I dare not reduce it to a name. Go to the location hinted at in the will.
Hello?
It's Henderson's farm. Right? Maybe?
Quick access inventory updated.
Find the second part of the plans. Vroom. We need a broken glass. We need these plans. We're supposed to do that. And then we go to the roller coaster, I think. Oh, that was weird. Oh, midnight in the game, like all the visual stuff reset. So now we have the purple. Now we have red and blue together. So we want to go to the middle. And I believe we want to just go backwards. Yep. Boom. Old Moneybags was looking to harvest occult energy and infuse it into himself. The kind of power he was after would usually require years, even lifetimes of secluded study. Oh, and a little something called talent. Winter thought he could bypass all that with cash, lots of it. I'm all for pay to win, but at some point you need to cut your losses. Occult powers are like strings on the president. You either wield them or you don't. The caster plans are real nice to have. The amusement park is totally gauche? Expendable. Fun fact, never a bad time to kill Phoenicians. So we're about halfway to the next level, which will be 30, which is what we need to do to progress.
Critical empowerment results.
Nathaniel Winter's missions are done. Could do some of these missions, I guess. Really shouldn't need many more. Red is playing a game of chess with his niece and uses the game as a metaphor for dealing with the Drog invading Tolba Bay. He advocates playing a patient game, or mixing his metaphors, introducing an unexpected element that changes the rules.
Your move, Uncle Red.
Soon enough. Did you protect your queen?
Maybe. Yes. I don't know. I moved the castle thing to D3.
Great move, if you're trying to kill your queen. Look at the whole board this time. You don't have to fight every single battle. Consider the end game. Be the player, not the piece.
How can I consider the endgame when I don't know what you're going to do? I'd have to be psychic. Can I just surrender already?
Hi there, I'm Red, your uncle. If we'd met, you'd know I don't stand for quitters. You always have to play it out, kiddo, even when you're losing, else you'll never learn. Besides, you can't tell when the Joker's going to show up.
I thought we were playing chess.
Kiddo, when you get to be my age, you're allowed to mix metaphors. Sometimes you just have to stall, stay on the defensive, and wait for that unexpected move that changes the whole board.
Sure, I guess. Whatever that means. Guy on horse to, F4?
Now you're cooking with gas, kiddo.
Okay, so now we need to kill 10 Drog. Dancing, dancing. I should probably stop dancing now. You guys are a little bit tougher. That's one. Two. Crustacean curse. Drog have invaded Tolba Bay, hatching new zombies from the corpses of the diseased. The lobster trap Tolba Bay offer unique opportunity to study the Drog's effect on wildlife as well. There's only 4, really? I feel like I killed more than that. Come on. Why isn't this one aggroing me? Really, now they are. It learned. Let's pull a shit ton of them and see what happens. Nice. You're one zombie. Yay! I got a blood book. Alright. It's standing on the fire. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to look up the playlist for the missions. Not mission, the broadcast soundtracks. I swear someone used to have a full-on playlist. I like that I can alt-tab out. I'm still fine. And things kill themselves. Yeah, it's pretty great. And this is someone running the mission. I just want the actual radio stuff. Here comes the queen. Well, this could be a problem. I think she's healing herself. Oh, I didn't have the shield up. God damn it. It's not as bad as the War Golem seal, though. That thing was just stupid. Heh. Bring it, yo. Hey, Arctic. Boom. So it's Octopus's head. Does that make 2 heads better than 1? Yeah, it's not an octopus. It's kind of like a drog face or something, like a squid. Well, I guess it's octopus-like. I feel it's more like Cthulhu related than like straight up octopus related. If that makes sense, I guess. I don't know. Like the face looks different. Look at this ugly fucker. Little hip hop dance. I don't really need to fight all these guys. So what I find weird is like you like stake this huge fucker, right? And then the guy that comes is just there's like the small version of these guys. There's bigger ones of these. Bigger one of these in fucking Kingsmith for crying out loud. But it's like you go up and up and up in tiers, then it's like, oh, here's a small dude. Hellenbach, 10 to 40, your move, Mr. Rabbit. That's funny. The attacks are like, I feel like they're not doing much. Even that was only like 3% of his health and didn't hardly do anything to me. That was better. Can't believe that didn't kill him. There we go. Strong work out there, champ. The best part of fieldwork is when you have something you can really take pride in, and this is a useful data dump to us. Hating to see monsters react the same way to their buddies getting teabagged as anyone else does. We're seeing a chain of command. That means it can be disrupted. We're going to learn is that debasement and threats are universally understood concepts. Jesus. Really, all we need to understand about a creature is where to squeeze. That reminds me, the lab guys will want to scrape some samples from under your nails. Ciao, ciao. And that rewarded less than I was hoping it would.
Critical empowerment results. Critical empowerment results.
Alright, so I guess... I know I still have another mission to do over there. Or two. I have this one left to do. Yeah. Breakfast of champignons. Let me set up this playlist real quick. No, that one's gone. Well, I gotta look for this one. Oh, I can't hear it because I have the... Fuck. I have the audio... I forgot I said Firefox to voice me shit. And I'm not running voice meter right now because it's been fucking on my computer. There we go. I'll start this after the mission cinematic. Alright, Breakfast of Champions. Omni speaks about harnessing the power of the land. How it can help and protect the island and its people if given a chance. With the correct practical application, Mother Nature could be key in overcoming the terrible creatures swarming the savage coast.
Kyra, did you do the dishes? Kyra,
What? Can't hear you, Mom.
dishes.
Not yet. What's the hurry? It's not like we're having visitors. Ever again. Oh, visitors. Cool. So, are you staying for dinner? There's rice and, stale bread, and the beef jerky my uncle made back in the 90s. He's never been able to sell it. Can't imagine why.
Kyra, I have to apologize for my daughter, but it's not an easy situation for any of us. We're all going a bit crazy in here. I always thought that if we protected the land, if we played our part and did our duty, the land would protect us. So either that was all bullshit, or we haven't held up our side of the bargain.
Yeah, if we could all just get along like a proper family instead of bickering about who said what to whom like 40 years ago, then maybe we wouldn't be stuck here with nothing to eat except canned meat and peas.
That's the price we pay for disunity and discord. But the land is strong and will fight back. Given a chance, we just need to harness that strength.
So what are you waiting for, Mom? Go out there and, like, harness. Beats sitting here eating baked beans. Oh yeah, there's also baked beans. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight snack. It's surprisingly awful.
It's not as simple as that, Kyra. I wish it were, but we're alone. I can't do this on my own. We need help. In the meantime, we have to care about the little things, like the chores. So will you please do the dishes?
Fine. Fine. If the monsters eat us, at least they'll be using clean plates.
Read the Tome of Mystic Mushrooms. Alright, so we're going to start the play. Ta-da!
What clicks? The Eversharp Schick Injector Razor, made by Eversharp, manufacturers of Eversharp Schick Injector Razors and Blades, and famous Eversharp Precision Writing Instrument.
Ta-da!
Hideous things come out of the darkness to prowl the tortured earth. Evil hands stretch forth.
Can you guys hear the broadcast?
Unholy voices whisper and quarrel in the fearful silence. Death stalks. Loathsome, horrible death.
Cool.
Dare you put out your lights and listen to Boris Karloff in a story of horror in the deepening darkness? Dare you listen to Lights Out?
What's up?
I'm glad you brought up the question of ethics, Ed. Sometimes I think science is too ethical. Stands in the way of research.
I don't know, David. Take your work, for example. It's wonderful, but you have to be very cautious. I think working with monkeys is about as far as you should go right now.
Oh, but Ed, David has passed that stage. Why not show Ed the one you worked on today, darling?
If you'd like to see it, Ed, it's right in the lab.
Yes, I will. I saw it last night after you checked the book.
I'll get it, David.
Thank you, dear. It's in the second cage.
You're a wonderful girl, David. Must be a big help to you in your work.
Don't know what I'd do without her. If she ever gets too interested in pure science, I could lock her out of the lab and just make her go back to being a wife.
How do you find time for a wife?
Now look, all these practicing surgeons think the research man is a machine, not me. Proof means more to me than all the discoveries I might make. And I have all I live and work for.
Sorry, I didn't turn down the game, I think.
Same one you saw.
I'll do that in a sec.
Last night, Ed. Stone dead. And there he is.
Damage is gone?
healthy and alive
You mean
as
reflex
any other
shield?
monkey.
It's fine.
It's amazing, David. Naturally, I followed all the experiments along this line, but you seem to have progressed much farther.
David can't go any farther with animals. He's ready for the next step. And he can do it.
Well, I'm all for research, David. But you have a moral obligation in this sort of thing. How do you know it'll work with human beings?
Oh, you're a surgeon yourself, Ed. You know that human beings are animals just like all the subjects I've used. I know it'll work.
Well, knowing it won't get you far with society. You'll have to submit proof.
I know that, and I've tried every way I can think of to get a human being to demonstrate on.
He's tried insane asylums, penitentiaries, everywhere.
No one will listen to me.
Well, in a way, you can't blame him. Even to me, with my training, the idea seems, well, blasphemous.
My dear Ed, you can't stop scientific progress because of a so-called moral concept.
Besides, what could be less blasphemous than to triumph over death?
I'm sorry, but I can't see it that way. I wouldn't want to try it on me. When I'm dead, I want to stay dead.
Oh, that's foolish, Ed. Well, if I die first, I want David to use me for a subject.
Ruth.
Don't look so startled, Ed. She's always been my strongest supporter, but I'm not going to use her as a subject. I like her too well as a wife.
Well, it gives me the shivers to hear you talk that way, Ruth.
Why? I've seen David's work grow to where the technique is perfect. Before long, his experiments will be recognized by the whole medical world. If I can help him achieve that goal, I'm willing to do anything. Living or dead. I mean it.
Ba-bum.
She said she wanted to do it, Ed, living or dead.
David, you're surely not going to hold her to that. Not now.
Of course I am. She meant it.
But
I called you over here tonight, Ed, because I need help.
don't tell me that.
But I want you to help me bring Ruth's... To bring her here? That's exactly what I mean.
David,
Will you help me? Or must I bribe some stranger?
David, why don't you give this thing up? It's inhuman.
Ed, if I succeed, I'll have Ruth back. Don't you see how much it means?
Well, yes, if you're successful.
Oh, I've no doubt about that. Look, I've got my laboratory record. 714 times I performed the experiment on guinea pigs, rabbits, monkeys. 714 times it's been successful. Don't you see?
But David, this is no laboratory experiment. Ruth was your wife.
She is the only woman I ever loved. That's why I want to bring her back here and start her breathing and living again.
That's an ugly name for what you're asking me to do, David.
I know. Grave robbery. But there's a better name for it, Ed. Death robbery. We'll rob old man Death.
Death robbery.
Kick the door shut. On the operating table.
I must say you're completely equipped.
It's surgery just as well as a lab. Everything we need is here.
There. Well, it's done.
Not yet.
You mean you want me to stay?
Ed, listen. Ever since Ruth, well, I guess I've leaned on you for everything. I won't ask you to stay, but I do need you. Just a little longer.
All right, David.
I'll stay.
Ruth will be the first to thank you when we succeed.
David, I'll always doubt this until I see Ruth living, breathing, smiling again.
It won't be long, just a matter of 15 or 20 minutes.
If nothing happens. What will you do if your operation doesn't work?
Then you'll have just one more job to do as my friend.
And that?
To be to bury both of us.
Oh, now, look, David.
If Ruth isn't alive again within a few minutes, I'll have lost her forever. And I'll have proved that my whole life's work is useless. I'll have reason enough to use any of a dozen tricks that any good surgeon knows. End the whole business. Oh, but don't look so horrified, Ed. We won't fail. Let's begin.
I should remind you once more, David, that you're usurping powers that belong to God Almighty.
I like to think that Providence has wisely held back the knowledge of things like this until we knew
They're
how
slowly
to.
damaging the
And I
pod
know
for
how.
me.
Hand me that large beaker.
All right. I'm not going to back
What
up.
is this, Diva? Oh, that's the truffle shuffle.
You'll work as you haven't worked in surgery before. Thank heavens I've got your skill on my side. Now then, first strap the spigometer on her arm.
I just happened to think of something.
Keep moving, this is all a matter of timing.
But, David,
Here are your instruments. I want the incision right here where I'm shaving the head. Make a small incision just at the fontanelle while I prepare the solution.
David, have you considered...
Please, work fast.
But, Dave, what? She was embalmed, you know.
Of course I know that. It's something to replace the blood and counteract the fluid.
It's ghastly.
Finish the cut. I know what I'm doing.
Well, that's all for the incision, but after all...
Work nice. Now cut away the dura mater.
Entirely? Leave the brain exposed?
Yes, I'll fix that. I've done it 700 odd times.
This is no guinea pig or monkey.
I hardly need remind.
This could be a problem.
What is it?
I call it digamma-paradami. Oh, I know this is chemically correct. As close as I can get. I knew that something like it must exist. 3 years to track it down. It took me that long to make the first drop of it.
Hey, Phil Knife.
Doing all right.
Yes, I do. Now then, you're finished. Take the leads from that storage battery there and attach the positive to the silver plate on the shelf. Put that at her feet.
I feel as if I were doing something unholy.
Place the tip of the negative in the incision you made in the skull. Be sure the tip of the wire actually penetrates the pia mater.
David, what if you bring her back?
I will bring her back.
But what if you bring her back and find she comes back without her soul?
What? Her soul?
Yes.
You're a surgeon. You believe in a soul.
I hesitate to say there is no such thing.
You've seen a good many deaths, haven't you? Have you ever seen any evidence that the soul escapes at death?
Perhaps I couldn't recognize the evidence.
Put it this way, then. If there is any soul, it either
Yeah, Phil Knife, if you want to shoot this thing, be my guest. I don't think I'm gonna complete this mission in time.
Has ever been able to report the slightest evidence of the soul.
I can't damage it fast enough.
So the soul, if there is a soul, must stay with the body, a part of it. I'm ready now. You finished.
It's like a minute 20,
Close that switch then at the battery.
and then it's just gonna. I don't know. Does it reset altogether? I don't remember.
150. The rear
Or does
side
it birth something?
All right.
All right.
Now.
Maybe I can just fight whatever it births. That's fine too.
Adrenaline in the brachial artery.
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline and something else. There. God, she's beautiful, Ed.
Yes. She was.
She is. You'll see her in a few minutes, just as she was.
I wonder what you'll have to tell us.
Nothing. Death is only a transcendental sleep.
Do you really believe that, Dick?
Oh, well, what's the difference? How's the current?
Well, let's see. Well, let's jump to 180.
Good. Bring it back to 150. That's the result of the injection.
On a dead body?
Let's say suspended animation. There are still a few things in surgery you don't know, aren't there?
I never dreamed of a reaction like that.
I'll show you more. Let me swing this lamp over here. But let the ammeter go. It'll hold steady for a minute now.
But it might jump again.
No, it won't. I've been all through this before. The reactions are exactly the same as the other.
And this lamp.
X-rays?
No, it's a modification of the cathode. It's just another of my I
There we go.
Our theta rays.
Why do you call them
Let's
that?
fight the berserker.
Those rays named the first few letters of Greek alphabet. Alpha, beta, gamma, and so on.
Well, that explains theta. Didn't you say a theta?
Yes. But theta was called the letter of death by the ancient Greeks.
Well, that's right. It was the first letter in the word thanatos. Death. Yeah, I see. Theta without death.
Maybe I was too sentimental.
Maybe. At least human for once.
Let's not argue. Here goes. Now quickly, solution.
Inject it?
No, pump it. I built this pump especially for it. There's the pump switch head.
Here?
Yeah. Turn it on. Watch the ammeter.
Okay. It's jumping.
How far?
155.
Let it go.
160. 170.
Hold it there. It will stay there now. Listen carefully.
Yes.
As soon as I turn off the pump, I want sphygma readings.
But there won't be any blood pressure.
Wait and see. Give me a reading each time I ask for it and take them carefully. Ready?
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Reading.
Systolic 0.
We've always known that there are a few extra strength natural remedies on offer out there on Solomon Island. The natives have a leg up on us when it comes to reaping its benefits is not news. That you're equipped with such a green thumb, on the other hand, is news to me, but it's all good. I'll chalk up everything you can achieve without me holding your hand as a bonus. And the stuff at the end, land fighting back, or you bad tripping, if it's the latter, be sure to bring some samples back. I fucking love magic mushrooms. Ciao ciao. Damn it, still not fucking leveled yet. My head talisman's knocked out though. Alright. Well, shit. I need like next to nothing XP wise. Or it feels like next to nothing. Ran Bankai's too. Was their missions too late? You could try Cost of Magic, Leo. Dungeon? No, dungeon XP is really I mean, actually, the best thing I could get out of dungeon would be... You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try to solo Polaris and see what happens. Like, if nothing else for the Legends. I'm just curious. I'm not sure this will work. I'm just curious.
Diastolic 0.
That's all right. It'll take a few seconds. Now.
40.
Diastolic. Hurry.
0.
My aortic valve is still open. I'll turn off the ray. Reading.
48. Over 42. David.
Not yet. Now the stopwatch. 7 seconds after I say go, I want the systolic. There you have it.
Right.
Ready. Now. Go.
He doesn't hit for a lot.
Wonder.
Oh, darling, just a few more minutes. All right.
second act of Lights Out, starring Boris Karloff, will follow in just a moment. But now, listen to the sweetest shaving song ever written. Push-pull, click-click. Change his
Push,
blades
pull,
that quick.
click, click.
Push-pull, click-click. With the Eversharp Schick Injector Razor, yes, it clicks for men everywhere. Because the Eversharp Schick Injector Razor is the world's one and only razor with the automatic blade changer. No blades to unwrap. Fingers never touch the blade. Just push-pull, click-click. And
Wah,
the keen
wah.
new blade is automatically locked in correct shaving position instantly. It clicks because the Eversharp Schick Injector Razor makes shaving 50% faster, 100% safer, 200% smoother. Just try the Eversharp Schick Injector Razor for 1 week. See for yourself the difference. It's a $1.75 value. Special now, only $1.25, complete with 20 blades. For the shave of your life, the rest of your life, switch to an Eversharp Schick Injector Razor. Get yours tomorrow. Push-pull, click-click. Buy
Wah,
an
wah,
Eversharp
wah, wah.
Schick.
How long do you use the ray this time, David?
Not long. Give me a reading.
68. Over 67.
Now.
70.
No
Dial
tip.
68.
Now.
David, 118.
Is he missing me? No, he's hitting me. Never mind.
Now.
Just so little damage.
That's it. 80. The stethoscope, quick.
Haha.
Still asleep?
Yes, almost a coma.
She's all right otherwise.
As far as I can tell, the respiration's normal, pulse just a tiny bit fast. Reflex is slow, but apparently all right.
David, I feel I must apologize to you.
Apologize? Why?
Well, for doubting you, I suppose.
You learned to be.
Very calm in the face of all this. Do you realize that you've performed a miracle?
Miracle? I brought my wife back to me, as I promised her.
It's an unholy thing, but
we
First boss
conquered
down.
it. Is that unholy?
we have conquered death. May God forgive us.
First dungeon boss
How long has he been asleep?
that defeated himself.
11 hours.
Hasn't spoken at all?
Not since that first scream, when she fell asleep.
Have you given her anything?
Just a few drops of brandy.
Have you tried to wake her?
No, but I think I'll try now.
Oh, wait a minute before you do.
Why?
Well, I hate to keep harping on this business about a soul, David. I realize this is no place for a philosophic discussion, but I can't help wondering why Ruth screamed when she first came back to life.
I think there's a logical explanation. After all, it must have been a physical
Spooky
shock.
dance.
It's true. It must also be true that there was a great mental shock involved. I think that's why she screamed, and I'm wondering whether there's been a permanent effect on her mind. Or, as I prefer to think of it, her soul.
Oh, you're simply borrowing trouble, Ed. I've never seen any sign of permanent damage in my other experiments.
Don't forget that Ruth was a human being.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Analysis. Highly
I'm going
volatile
to wait.
biological material. Of quite close proximity.
Not afraid?
Afraid? Of what? Ruth. Ruth.
Identification. Cargo vessel
Wake up,
Polaris.
darling.
Reported lost in Atlantic Ocean August 14, 2007.
Ruth, dear. It's David speaking. Wake up, dearest. Ruth. Ruth. Darling. Ruth, it's David, dear. I kept my promise and you're alive again. David, you're...
I don't think the tide wall or the death storm like reflects on her.
David, what's the matter?
Started. Start.
No, David. Her soul. David, you'd better go out for a little exercise.
No, I'll stay here with her.
I'll stay while you go out and walk around a bit. You've been there with her since 8 o'clock last night without any letter. Go on, I'll stay.
Ed.
I know, old boy. I'd give anything myself if we could undo what we've done, but...
Ed, what can I do?
Well, there may be something. Let's try an experiment when she wakes up again.
What kind of an experiment?
Well, let's see if we can talk to her. Get her to say anything. Get a flicker of intelligence, maybe we can teach her. Build up from a small fragment.
Maybe it might work. I'm going to wake her up in front.
But not now. Why don't you take a walk? Relax a little. And get something to eat while you're
Eat.
Make this look easy.
I'm going to wake her. Ruth.
Ruth, David.
It's mostly persistence, I guess.
She's waking up now. Ruth. Hello, Ruth. Are you waking up? Poor child. There. She repeats after me. Little. Maybe it will work, Ed. Ruth. David.
It works. Seems to. Ruth, say I want a glass of water. I want a glass of water.
It's too long for her.
Hey, those Coles, thanks for the raid. How's it going? I don't know why a raid alert didn't show up.
Dave.
It's weird.
Love.
Hey, gotcha. How's it going? Ha 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 ha.
Working it.
Maybe. But what is she thinking?
I don't know.
Stop it! Wait a minute, old man. Too much for you, tired as you are. Go on out, take a little walk, and I'll work with her for a while. Your nerves won't take much of this.
I guess you're right, Ed. I can't think anymore. I'll be right back.
Fine. I'll take good care of her and see what I can find out.
Be patient.
Now I'm listening to the.
Something to eat while you're out.
All right.
Rough.
Go to hell, gotcha. I'm listening to the radio plays that are part of the broadcast mission in Secret World for Halloween.
Hurt yourself. Ruth, stay away.
And these are like legit, like really old radio plays. So I found them on YouTube to just listen to as opposed to listening in the game. This is my non-attacking character, by the way. Things are just dying from reflect damage. I'm only casting like heals and shields.
I'll get something and fix you right up. Wait. Now look.
Like this is just shield stuff. And he punches me, it's hurting him. Not by a lot. He's still 80% health, but it's hurting him.
Your diagnosis is correct.
Yeah, so in Secret World for Halloween, there's a mission called the Broadcast, and you go to different areas of the zones, and there'll be like a radio playing one of these plays, and then you find, like, eventually you find like the broadcaster, like kind of boogeyman spirit guy.
Wonderful technique, Doctor.
So like,
What about soul?
Ed.
so this one is Boris Karloff, Lights Out, Death Robbery, and then Suspense, Ghost Hunt, The Hitchhiker, The House in Cypress Canyon, Shadow People, The Thing on the Floorboard, 3 Skeleton Keys, and then I guess War of the Worlds is one of them as well. That's in the game.
I'd better take a card.
We're gonna dance. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Oh, we made it to the second phase.
Recommendation. Pursue threat to prevent regeneration of tissue damage.
Roll! Roll!
Ah ha ha ha.
Rolf, now give me that scalpel. You'll hurt yourself. Rolf. Rolf, come back. Come back!
Forgot I need, because I have to stay. Fight's gonna take so long. I have to move on electrified containers.
Hello? Yes? Oh. Hello, Doctor. Well, I've been busy in the lab. No, there's nothing new. Just an experiment.
Yeah, I just never attack. I'm gonna try and beat the whole game without ever attacking. It's a as much of a pacifist run as you can have in this game. Like, you can't progress without, like, in the story without things dying. I'm just not attacking.
Boris Karloff in the first of the new series of mystery and terror stories, Lights Out. In just a moment,
And yeah, it is kind of funny because you can
but first, no matter what
you can dance. It lets you dance.
There's a better,
So if I don't have to cast any heals or shields, I can.
Injector razor has banished forever 90% of the nuisance that makes shaving such a chore.
I can dance while I'm fighting.
Nuisance number 1: no time wasted. Eversharp Chick Injector razor has been proved at least 50% faster. Ends nuisance number 2: it's safer.
I love the
Active
commercials.
guard bar prevents skin irritation, even under nose. Eversharp Chick shaves clean and smooth without skin irritation. Ends nuisance number 3: nothing to take apart or put together. World's easiest razor to clean. Just rinse, shake,
How much just as I beat your game without
Ends
attacking?
nuisance number 4: no blades to unwrap.
It'd be like,
Fingers never
I made your
touch the
game
blade.
beat itself.
Just push pull, click click. Because Eversharp Chick's the world's one and only razor with the automatic blade changer that locks a keen new blade, the world's sharpest blade, in correct shaving position instantly. Yes, it's 50% faster.
Fuck yeah, level
100%
30.
safer,
Woo!
200% smoother. So for the world's quickest, easiest, cleanest shave, change to Eversharp Chick Injector razor. It's $1.75 value, but special now for only $1.25.
I unlocked one of the Halloween missions by hitting level 30.
Buy yours tomorrow.
That was the end of that one. Let me read this thing.
Someone's exceeding expectations. I'm not specifically saying it's you, so go ahead and infer whatever psychs you up more.
So the next one's going to be Suspense Ghost Hunt.
Now, Autolite and its 60,000 dealers and service stations present Suspense.
Tonight, Autolite brings you Mr. Ralph Edwards in Ghost Hunt, a suspense play produced and directed by Anton M. Leader.
Friends, replace worn-out narrow-gap spark plugs with a set of those new wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. Your motor will idle
I'm
smoother,
Jones Joestar and Mickey Pagan is. What does that even mean?
These winning benefits are all made possible by a newly developed Autolite 10,000 ohm resistor, built right into every Autolite resistor spark plug.
Sup, ugly?
Practical, a wider spark gap setting, and that's what does the trick. What's more, Autolite resistor spark plugs with this exclusive Autolite resistor have greatly increased electrode life and cut down on radio.
It's a JoJo reference. I don't know JoJo. Okay. Other than the exit scenes Andy does on the stream.
You're always right with Autolite.
And also remember, the Autolite Suspense Show is now on television
every Tuesday night in many parts of the country.
And now, Autolite
That's a big bitch.
Ralph Edwards in a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
I went flying, holy shit. That was great.
Yeah, didn't that leave you high, huh? Left me feeling treetop tall. That was Louis Armstrong's I Can't Give You Anything But Love. That's all we have time for on the Hot and Mellow Hour tonight. Yes, this is Smiley Smith, your favorite disc jockey. I hope booting the Hot and Mellow Hour home for this evening. I'll be back again tomorrow night, minus the music, but with a little surprise for you. Tomorrow night, Friday night, as you know, is stunt night here at station WXP, and have I got a stunt for you. Last week, if you remember, I planted my wire recorder in the steam room at a lady's Turkish bath and let you listen in on the playback, remember? Well, tonight, as soon as I leave the studio, do you know where I'm going? Your friend Smiley is going to spend the night in a
haunted
house on a spook hunt. You heard me. A spook hunt in a haunted house. I'm bringing my little old wire recorder along with me, and if you tune in tomorrow evening at this time, you'll learn what it's like to spend a night in a haunted house. Ain't that something? A real haunted house. No kidding. 4 people are known to have committed suicide there. So tune in tomorrow night and share a real thrill with your old pal Smiley. I must be crazy, Smith. Good night.
My face isn't hard because you don't know JoJo. And what do you do the whole day? It's like you're playing an MMO at work. Yeah, I don't know JoJo. I know lots of stuff. JoJo's not one of them.
Cigar, Mr. Thorpe? I got some cigars in the dash there. No. Well, no reason for you to carry a chip on your shoulder, Mr. Thorpe. Oh, really? Well, I don't like this fool stunt. Well, I don't see it as a fool stunt at all. I really don't. I think it's the only way you're going to unload this house. Ordinary selling methods won't work in a case like this. Now, don't forget the reputation saddling this house. 4 suicides since 1939. You know what people call it, the death trap. Yes. It's a lot of nonsense. Sure, but try to convince people of that. Anyway, when this disc jockey offered me this chance to kill all the rumors about the death about the property, I just naturally jumped and took him up at it. Especially since it don't cost a cent. You sure about that? I'm not liable for a penny. Not a cent. We're doing him a favor, letting him use the place, he said. Thanked me for the chance last night when I drove him out here. So one hand washes the other, as the feller says. He got a chance to pull off a stunt, and the wire recording will prove the people the property's A number 1, and we increase the chance of selling the place. Well, as long as it doesn't cost me anything. Not a cent. He's using his own recorder, and I'm paying for the rental of a couple of walkie-talkies he just sent me. What about this, Reed? Does he charge anything? He comes gratis, too. Dr. Reed is, whatchamacallit, psychic investigator. Belongs to a couple of societies that do nothing but hunt ghosts. He showed me articles he's written about in their magazine. Well, here's the house. Yeah, looks real nice in the sunshine, don't it?
Tidewall's gonna suck.
Well, that sea breeze. You don't have to tell me. Well, let them know we're here. Probably asleep up all night and everything. Why don't they come out? Think they've gone? Well, I told them last night I'd pick them up around 11. Smith! Smith! Hey, Smiley! Dr. Reed! Yeah, fast asleep again. We better go in and wake him up.
85%. I'm curious how Erdrog's gonna go.
Of course, they may have taken the bus back to town. No. It's a 2-mile hike, the main highway.
Haha. More bones.
Smith. Dr. Reed. What's that? Click. Well, it's a wire recorder. He left it running. Machines cost a lot of money. Doesn't he care if he uses up his battery? Oh, where is he? Where's this Reed? Maybe they're upstairs. Smith? Hey. Anybody home? He must have walked to the highway and taken the bus. Well, where are they then? Where are they? No, don't get excited, Mr. Thorpe. Don't tell me not to get excited. If something's happened to them at my house, I'm liable. You try this side, I'll try that.
Do entropy and twist fate with passive interact.
Hey, Smiley.
I don't know. That guy looks stuck.
Stop. No, what? What is... Oh, no. Reed. That's Reed. No, don't touch it, Mr. Thorpe. Get your hands off it. Blood. Is he dead? I can still feel his pulse. We better get him to hospital fast.
Those dudes are wrecking themselves.
Care for a cigar, Mr. Thorpe? No, thanks. Why not try to relax? Nurse said Reed would be all right as soon as he's had a blood transfusion.
You told the radio station to be sure and call us as soon as they had any word about Smith.
I told you. Why don't you sit down?
No, I have to call at 6 seconds. What do you suppose happened out there last night?
We're gonna know in just a second, just as soon as I can get the recorder set up.
You don't suppose Smith and Reed got into a fight, do you?
Yeah, there. Huh? Fight? I don't...
Well, what's wrong? Won't it work?
It works. Take it easy.
1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
There.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know why they're bugging out. That's weird.
McDonald,
They're just sitting there.
Here we go. This is Smiley Smith speaking. Smiley Smith, the ghost hunter. I don't know whether to hope this will turn out to be a success for the sake of the program or a failure for my own sake. Anyway, all the preparations have been made now, and it's
There they go.
I better tell you where
That's
we are.
weird.
Right now, we're standing on the lawn
Hey, Mango.
of a house about 12 miles above Malibu Beach. The ocean is 100 feet away, straight down. The house is perched on a cliff, and there's a sheer drop of about 100 feet right into the old Pacific. Maybe you can hear the surf pounding. I'll turn up the volume. Hear it? Now, I'm going to have you meet two gentlemen who are here with me. Incidentally, we're the only people around for miles and miles. First, I'd like you to meet Dr. Clarence Reed of the British and American Psychical Research Unit. Dr. Reed is a famous investigator of psychic phenomena, and I'm very honored to be associated with him on this ghost hunt. Smiling in an embarrassed sort of way.
You're much too kind, Mr. Smith.
Dr. Reed has conducted experiments in this field with such great believers in spiritualism as Oliver Lodge and Arthur Conan Doyle. He looks a bit like Santa Claus. He's short, stocky. You don't object, do you, Dr. Reed?
No, indeed.
And he has a magnificent white beard, a truly great beaver. Dr. Reed is so enthusiastic about ghost hunting that he got out of a sick bed this evening to be with us.
Excuse me. My lungs. I was gassed in the First World War.
Yeah. Anyway, Dr. Reed and I are here on the lawn looking at the house. Can't see much. It's around 11 p.m. now. Seems to be a rambling sort of house, 2 stories high. Since it was built, there have been 4 suicides here. Is that right?
That's right.
Now, into the mic.
4 suicides since 1939.
I better tell them who you are so they won't think you're a ghost. Standing with the doc and me is a real estate agent, Mr. Charles McDonald. He handles this property, and he can tell you a lot more about it than I can.
Well, the house was built by a man named Marcus. Toby Marcus, an orange grower. Built
44%?
the house as a wedding present for his wife. A month after they moved in, she took her own life. On the day of her funeral, he committed suicide the same way. There have been 2 other cases since then, and
Did they all jump into the ocean?
Yeah, all 4 of them, right over there. The last one was actually seen doing it. About 3 years ago. He was seen running like all get out.
The razor fossil's working amazing on the ads. You see it stacking up like crazy.
He was laughing and yelling and running, and when he got to the edge, right over there, he jumped and never came above water.
As good an argument against cold baths as ever I've heard.
Since then, people just refuse to live in this house. Silly, I call it. Anyway, if you and Dr. Reed find any sign of a spook, I'll advise the owner
Stacky,
to pull
stacky.
the house down and rebuild. But if you don't find anything, I'm hoping this will convince folks that here's a real vibe. Yeah, okay, Mr. Smith, you and the doctor are on your own. I'll be by in the morning to pick you up around 11.
Bye, Miss McDonald. I hope there's something left for you to pick up in the morning. Well, it's almost pitch black, folks. And I guess Dr. Reed and I ought to begin. I don't believe in ghosts, never have. And what I say is this: if you're dead set on looking for them, this is a dandy place to do it. So long! Mr. McDonald just checked out. Then there were two. Well, three. Oh, my dog, yeah. Folks, I have my dog, Jeff, with me. He's a wire-haired terrier, 3 years of age, and he can talk. Yeah, say hello, Jeff. Come on, Jeff, say hello. Come on.
God damn it.
Anyway, he's a wire-haired
Shielded while the synapse spasm went off. That sucks.
Shall we go inside now, Dr. Reed? I was about to suggest it. Now, how do we hunt ghosts, Doctor? How do we do it, huh?
Well, we don't really hunt them. If there should be any in the house, they will come to us.
How cozy.
And see, not ghosts. Do not refer to them as ghosts. We know them as apparitions.
I'll remember. I've no desire to hurt their feelings. Where ghosts are concerned, I say live and let live. Well, we've opened the front door now. Maybe you heard the hinge squeak a little. Now we're standing here looking in. Can't see much. Smells sort of musty and damp.
Yeah, fucking tide walls overlapping the synapse spasm cast now. That sucks.
Come on. My dog seems to object to entering this house. He has all 4 feet braced and he's straining against the leash.
Perhaps he senses something we don't.
Like apparitions, maybe?
Yes, not unusual. Animals lack the air of sophistication we humans possess, and are more sensitive to such emanations.
Yeah, come on, Jeff. Now stop.
There we go. 25% left.
A mouse or rat or something. Come on, Jeff. We're going in whether you like it or not. There's a short entrance hall, and over there at the end of it is a flight of stairs leading to the second floor. Jeff! And over here at the left is what seems to be a large reception room. We're entering this large room now. There are windows over there, French windows, and through them I can see the ocean. The electricity hasn't been turned on.
Side wall.
All I have to see by is a flashlight, not a very powerful one at that. Dr. Reed is now adjusting his walkie-talkie. It's hooked up to my recorder so that he can cut in while he's hunting and tell us what he's found. Here's a few words from Doc before he sets forth on his investigation into the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Smith has introduced me as a ghost hunter. He spoke, I think, in a spirit of skepticism and levity. I'd like to assure you all that my purposes here are serious. I have spent my entire life seeking reliable proof of the appearances of apparitions.
16%.
Have you ever seen any? Ever?
I have seen phenomena which lead me to believe in the possibility of their existence, although I have never seen it. I account myself sensitive to the evidence of their existence. This house, for example, affects me profoundly. It doesn't seem to affect you in the same way.
I'm not too happy about all this, if that's what you mean.
You are not psychic, and therefore not sensitive to these matters as I am. I imagine the question in the minds of those of you listening to us is, shall we find apparitions? I don't know. I feel they are here, and that they are evil. I sense danger. I shall soon know.
Dr. Reed's leaving the room now to make a tour of the house.
11%.
First thing I'm going to do is open the windows and let some fresh air in.
10%.
Feels better already. Cooler anyway. I know that. What was it? A bat. A bat just flew into the room. I think it's a bat, not a bird. I didn't actually see it. Just its shadow. It fanned my face. There it is again. It touched me. It's a bat. Jeff, come back here. Jeff, you fool dog, come back here. Dr. Reed. Dr. Reed. Dr. Reed.
5%. Come on. Ah, fuck you, Tidewall.
Suspense. Autolite is bringing you Mr. Ralph Epworth in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Hello, snap out of it.
Huh? I'm really
reading a letter about the new wide gap auto light resistor spark plug, Pat. It's for Mrs. Park Terry right here in Hollywood. She says our 1948 station wagon has given constant trouble. Finally, the garage man said all the difficulty was spark plugs, and he installed a set of auto light resistor spark plugs. Now the car runs beautifully. The very first time my husband has been really pleased.
Well, smart garage man.
Smart people to take his advice. Hap, you know, as more and more people learn about wide gap auto light resistor spark plugs and how they make an engine idle smoother,
3%.
performance on leaner gas mixtures actually save on gas.
1%. Come on.
Will replace old, worn-out, narrow gap spark plugs with sensational
One
new
hit.
wide gap
Boom.
auto light resistor
Got him.
Any more letters like that, Harlow?
Plenty, Hap, plenty. Why, here's another one from New York City.
Oh, read it to me later, Harlow. We haven't time because here's suspense.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Ralph Edwards as Smiley Smith in Ghost.
You did great at doing nothing. Thanks, gotcha. That's what I strive to do.
Jeff, come back here! Jeff, you fool dog, come back here! Dr. Reed! Dr. Reed! Dr. Reed!
I'm gonna pause the play for a second so we can do this this thing here. I want to check. Okay, so we're gonna do the cinematic. Yeah, right, this is gonna be interesting for sure. The Urdog. I legit still remember the very first time I ever did this dungeon in TSW. And you got to that end of that fight, and your helicopter says you're going home, and I'm like, oh cool, we beat the dungeon. And then that cinematic happens, and I'm just like, oh shit. This is room-wide AoE one-shot you on normal, I can't remember. I'm not sure. But I think the things that hit you in the blue phase don't one-shot you. So I think I can prevent him from destroying rocks, potentially? Maybe? We'll see.
What is it, Smith?
Jeff has run off. My dog, he jumped through the window and ran off.
Oh, so? I told you he sent something about this house, didn't I?
Yeah, you want to come and see if you can determine what it was exactly that set him off?
Soon. I am making my way slowly up the stairs toward the second floor now. I'm
Why
halfway
don't I have an Osmium
I'll be
gadget?
down with you soon.
Folks, my dog's run away. You probably heard him howling. He jumped through the window and took off. Never did anything like that before. Frightened by the bat, I guess. Personally, alone here in this big room, I can understand how he must have felt. This isn't a cheerful spot by any means. I may not be psychic, but I sure have a feeling this house doesn't want us here.
Read again. Excuse me. I've something of great interest to report. I'm now standing in an alcove on the second floor trying to recover my breath. As I reached the head of the stairs, I felt what I think is a definite psychic manifestation. I felt suddenly as though I had been punched in the solar plexus. That's the only way I can describe it. At the same time, I began to perspire. My head is still swimming slightly, and I have difficulty in swallowing. My pulse rate is around 110 to the minute. The sense of evil is very strong.
The hilarious part was he was the first real tank check when the game was new back to 7 Nightmare. I think the first dungeon suite should be simple. No, yeah, like I remember. Yeah, he was. None of the dungeons were simple initially.
Very quiet for one thing.
And Polaris was like the flagship dungeon.
No light except my flashlight. Tell you what, you go now and douse all the put out the lights, and that'll give you a clearer feeling of how it is here with me. Go ahead, put out the lights.
They're almost like a flagship of the game in general, honestly, I think. They demoed it a lot, from what I recall.
Agent told me I'd probably hear rats and mice in the walls. Well, I can certainly hear them now. Even you can hear them, I think. It's as though...
Dr. Nate speaking. I've been working my way toward the front room, the one directly above the one in which Mr. Smith is now. The vibrations have become stronger, more and more pronounced as I approach it. I think I am on the verge of an important discovery.
Important discovery, did you get that? Now I can hear Dr. Reed moving about in the room above. I don't suppose you can. Have a try anyway, huh? Hear him? I hope he finishes his investigation soon, because, quite frankly, I'd like to get out of here. I can well imagine people becoming unhinged in this place. Right now, I find myself pretty jumpy. Not being very brave, am I? It's being alone in this room down here that does it. This darn old house. It's very, I mean, you know, the atmosphere is so very...
I wish only to make this hurried report before continuing with the investigation in this room. I have carefully sounded out all the parts of this room, and the emanations are most strong.
I'm not sure if it's doing damage or not.
Before which I am now standing. As soon as I open the door to this closet, I will have, I think, a thing of great interest to communicate. I find no key to the lock, and so I will attempt to remove the hinges with my penknife, and I will tell you what I find when I open it.
I'll tell you what it would cost to get me to open that door.
80%. He's 20% killed himself.
Each time it passes, it touches my face or my neck with its wings. Smelly things, bats. I suppose they bathe very often, if at all.
I don't know if it's doing damage, but it sure as hell is fun.
You bat, that bat'll be the death of me. That's like a jingle, isn't it? Bat'll be the death of me, the death of me, the death of me. Bat'll be the death of me. It isn't far from London. No, that isn't the way it goes. It's come down to Q in lilac time, in lilac time, in lilac time. Come down to Q in lilac time. It isn't far. I haven't thought of that since I was a kid in grammar school. Yeah, I had a lonely childhood.
75% left.
I mean, oh, that's my affair, isn't it? Yes, it is. It certainly is.
I have succeeded in removing the hinges to the door, and I find inside it is not a closet, but much larger. It is, I think, a dressing room. I have not yet
Here you go, Cosmic Gaze. Is this gonna hurt him?
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, bats. Well, the bats.
Yeah, that hurts him pretty decently. Nice. Doesn't do shit to me, but the reflex really good.
Dr. Reed must have knocked something over in the dressing room. A chair, yeah, a heavy chair by the sound of it. The chair, or whatever it was, must have fallen right over my head. That's the way it sounded. I can see a small stain forming right on the ceiling, right over my head.
Woo!
It ran across my foot, just a rat, I think it was. I've always hated rats. Most people do, of course. That stain up there bothers me. It's gotten so big so soon. I think I'll take a chance and bother Reed and ask him what it is. Dr. Reed. Reed, can you hear me? Are you all right? Hello? Al, he didn't answer.
Oh, we're getting a phase.
I think dimensional proof is dead. I think so. What do you suppose he's been?
Blue phase. First blue phase.
This is rather dull for you listeners. I'm not finding so, of course. There. I heard him cough. Did you hear that cough? Hope he's all right. He got out of a sick bed to come here this evening, you know. He was gassed in the First World War, and this place is beginning to get on my nerves a wee bit. Just a teensy-weensy bit.
Damn it. I was trying to prevent him from doing that.
Speaking,
Hello? He switched off. That's the bad cough he's got. I feel so lonely. I've been alone so much in my life. Not so much now, of course, but when I was younger, I was alone.
I don't think that's reflecting on him.
Living in a hall bedroom, wondering where my next meal is coming from. I get the blues just remembering it. Seem sad, young people having to spend so much time alone. Sad for old people, too, of course. I'm saying of course a lot. Of course I am.
He destroyed one, I think? Maybe? I don't think he destroyed two.
It's actually beginning to drip. I mean, form bubbles. They'll start dropping soon. Colored bubbles, they seem to be. Odd-shaped stain, like a body lying on its back with its arms stretched out. It's cheerful. I'll certainly advise Mr. McDonald to have this place pulled down. I'll go upstairs in a minute or two to see how Dr. Reed's making out. You know, listeners, I really believe I go completely crazy if I had to stay here much longer. Wears you down. That's exactly what it does. It wears you down. It's so close and musty in here. I feel sort of trapped. I don't know why I said that. That's what they call this place now, the death trap. There, what did I tell you? That stain started to drip drop. Drip drop, drip drop, drip drop. I'll catch the next one in my hand. Reed! Dr. Reed! I'm going upstairs now, listeners. I'm afraid something has happened to Dr. Reed. I'm not kidding now. I mean, this is on the level. Which room could it be now? Right? Left? No, right. This is it, I think. Oh, evening, gentlemen. And madam. I'm so glad to see you. I was just aching to see somebody. Anybody. I've been so lonely down there.
50%. 49%.
I know he's been hurt. See the color of the bubble on my hand? What have you done with him? Make way, please, gentlemen. Make way. Well,
Next blue phase.
This can't be Dr. Reed lying here. He didn't have a red beard. Now, don't crowd me, gentlemen. Don't crowd me, please. Huh? You want me to go where with you? You want me to do what? Speak up, gentlemen. To the cliffs. Down to the cliffs. You mean right now? Well, all right, if you'll come with me. I don't want to be alone anymore. You will come with me? All of you? All four of you? You two, men? Oh, good. Come on, men. To the cliff. To the cliff. To the cliff. To the...
He jumped over the cliff. He jumped over the cliff. McDonald, he jumped over...
Mr. McDonald, Mr. Thorpe, you may come in to see Dr. Reed now.
What? Uh-huh.
Dr. Reed is conscious. You may see him now.
Is he able to talk?
Just for a few minutes. In here.
Did I stop him from breaking that rock? Not even sure.
Come in. Come in, gentlemen. How are you, Dr. Reed?
We've been waiting to see you.
Yes, and I must apologize, gentlemen. I had a most unfortunate accident. Hemorrhage.
Hemorrhage?
Yes, my lungs, you know. Now, gentlemen.
Hemorrhage? Dr. Reed, what happened? What happened to Smith? We've just been listening to a playback of the recordings you made out there.
Smith? Isn't he with you?
We've just heard the recording, Dr. Reed. Smith jumped over the cliff into the ocean.
Oh, that poor boy.
Dr. Reed, will you please tell us what happened? From what we heard on the recording, there were ghosts in that house.
Ghosts? I didn't see any ghosts.
But Smith, what about him?
If he went over the cliff, it was fear that drove him over. Gentlemen, I didn't see any ghosts. As for that unfortunate young man, who can say now what he saw or thought he saw?
35%? Blue phase.
Thank you, Ralph Edwards, for displaying your versatility by appearing as guest star on Suspense.
That Edwards does everything. Half. No, does. Don't use that word on our Autolite show.
Oh, come now, Harlow. I can make you use that word, as you call it.
How?
Now, don't you say that Autolite resistor spark plugs make your car engine idle smoother?
Yes, but...
And your car gives better performance on leaner gas mixtures. Saves gas.
Sure does. I mean, does.
Aren't we devils?
Ralph, you tricked me. Well, anyhow, it does my heart good to tell people that Autolite resistor spark plugs are ignition engineered by Autolite, which makes more than 400 products for cars, trucks, airplanes, and boats in 28 plants from coast to coast. Autolite also makes complete electrical systems for many makes of America's finest cars. Batteries, spark plugs, generators, starting motors, spark plug wire, battery cable, coils, distributors. All ignition engineered to fit together perfectly, work together perfectly because...
We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him.
The lifeline of your
And keep him from breaking rocks.
Folks,
It'd be
don't
good.
accept electrical parts that are supposed to be as good. Remember, you're right with Autolite.
And Now, here again is Ralph Edwards.
I want to thank Tony Leader and his great cast of actors for helping to make my appearance on Suspense a very pleasant consequence. Like all of you, I'm a great Suspense fan, and I'm looking forward to next week when radio's outstanding
Skip to
theater of
Ricky.
thrills brings you Joseph Cotton.
Couldn't
in
figured it out.
The
You guess
Day
we can
I
write the next
Died.
one down.
Another gripping study in suspense.
Tonight's suspense play was adapted for radio by Walter Newman from an original story by H.R. Wakefield, with music composed by Lucien Morawek and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The entire production was under the direction of Anton M. Leader. Make it a point to listen next Thursday to Suspense.
Radio's outstanding theater of thrills. Remember, next Thursday, same time, here's Joseph Cotton
In The Day I Died.
You can buy Autolite resistor spark plugs, Autolite stay full batteries,
For
Autolite
24%.
electrical parts at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Oh, blue phase again.
Major dimensional breach. Nothing ever. Cannot engage until reality has been restored.
The Columbia Network takes pleasure in bringing you Suspense. Suspense, Columbia's parade of outstanding thrillers, produced and directed by William Spear and scored by Bernard Herrmann. The notable melodramas from stage and screen, fiction and radio, presented each week to bring you to the edge of your chair.
Yeah, buddy, you don't get to break my rocks. Fuck you.
Suspense.
Those are my rocks.
Good evening. This is Orson Welles. Very happy I am to be back in the United States and back on the Columbia Network, even for so short a visit as this one. Back with old friends like Johnny Dietz, who's tonight's director, and Bernard Herrmann. The Mercury Theater presented tonight's radio play for the first time last year. They came right out then and hailed it as a classic of the medium. Nobody argued the point. A lot of people asked us to do it again, so it's gratifying to get the chance now.
17%.
To find a favorite of ours in this distinguished anthology of spook shows. Personally, I've never met anybody who didn't like a good ghost story. But I know a lot of people who think there are a lot of people who don't like a good ghost story. For the benefit of these, at least, I go on record at the outset of this evening's entertainment with the sober assurance that although blood may be curdled on this program, none will be spilt. There's no shooting, knifing, throttling, axing, or poisoning here. No clanking chains, no cobwebs, no bony and/or hairy hands appearing from secret panels, or better yet, bedroom curtains. If it's any part of that dear old phosphorescent foolishness that people who don't like ghost stories don't like, then again, I promise you, we haven't got it. Not tonight. What we do have is a thriller. It's half as good as we think it is. You can call it a shocker. It's already been called a real Orson Welles story. Now, frankly, I don't know what this means. I've been on the air directing and acting in my own shows for quite a while now, and I don't suppose I've done more than half a dozen thrillers in all that time. Honestly, I don't think even that many, but it seems I do have a reputation for the uncanny. Quite possibly, a little escapade of mine involving a couple of planets, which shall be nameless, is responsible. Doesn't really matter. Don't think I disapprove of thrillers. I don't. A story doesn't have to appeal to the heart. It can also appeal to the spine. Sometimes you want your heart to be warmed, and sometimes you want your spine to tingle. The tingling, it's to be hoped, will be quite audible as you listen tonight to The Hitchhiker. That's the name of our story, The Hitchhiker.
%.
I'm in an auto 66, just west of Gallup, New Mexico. If I tell her traps, it'll
5.
keep me from
We
going,
hit final phase.
going crazy.
4.
Gotta tell this quickly. I'm not crazy now. I feel perfectly well, except that I'm running a slight temperature. My name is Ronald Adams. I'm 36 years of age, unmarried, tall, dark, with a black mustache.
2%.
I drive a 1940 Buick, license number 6Y175189. I was born in Brooklyn. All this I know. I know that I'm at this moment perfectly sane. That it's not me who's gone mad. Something else. Something
Boom! Passively killed the Urdog. And we got a glowing scale for our trouble. And a blue chest.
The last night I ever 6 days ago I left Brooklyn to drive to California.
Goodbye, son. Good luck to you, my boy.
Goodbye, Mother. Here, give me a kiss. And I'll go.
I'll come out with you to the car.
Oh, no, it's raining. Stay here at the door. Hey, what's this? Tears? I thought you promised me you wouldn't cry.
I know, dear. I'm sorry. But I do hate to see you go.
I'll be back. It'll only be on the course 3 months.
It isn't that. It's just a trip. Ronald, I wish you weren't driving.
Oh, Mother, there you go again. People do it every day.
I know, but you'll be careful, won't you? Promise me you'll be extra careful. Don't fall asleep, or drive fast, or pick up any strangers on the road.
Oh, gosh. I think I was still 17 here, you told me.
Oh. And why? I mean, as soon as you get to Hollywood, won't you, son?
Of course I will. Don't you worry. There's nothing going to happen. It's just 8 days of perfectly simple driving on smooth, decent, civilized roads with a hot dog or a hamburger stand every 10 miles.
I was hoping to fight Beaumont tonight, but I think I might not make that. We'll see. I'll pause this real quick. I think we're gonna have a cinematic here.
I feel terrible for her, for what's happened to her family, to our entire tribe. I don't blame her for not trusting us anymore. It wasn't like that when Amir was born. We were a tribe. Her father was killed. Did you know that? He stood up for our beliefs. He tried to stop the miners from digging too deep. That was where it began. Some of the tribe, some of us, thought he was being unreasonable, that he was asking for trouble when he confronted the company, that blood would be shed. Him and his brother Red, they wouldn't listen. Said it was now or never, that the miners had to be stopped. Foreman put a bullet in his head, emptied his gun at the rest of us. He was screaming like a man possessed, like something had him, was inside him. His eyes were burning. His shadow was twisted. There were riots, senseless violence, arrests. Then came the storms. This island was ravaged for weeks. After it all quieted down, the rift in the tribe was too great. Some, too many, left. Others, like me and Red, we stayed behind, but it couldn't be mended. It's a terrible thing to have to choose between the people you love. But I was tired, and I wanted to look ahead, not back. And there was too much weight to carry. Too much darkness. That is how Ami grew up. In the shadow of a broken family, so I understand her better than she thinks. I took the wrong path, and now it might be too late, but we have to try. Ami is right. We must trust her instinct. Something in the land has been displaced. Something has been broken, an oath. If we had kept to our word, if we had maintained the wards that protect the mountain, this would not
have happened. The wards were built by our forefathers and the visitors who helped fight the darkness the last time it fell upon us. Together, the two tribes created a seal that has protected us for generations. It has kept the darkness out, and it has kept the greater darkness locked in. We were chosen to protect and maintain it. 1,000 years the wards have lasted. Until now. We have failed. And now we have to mend what is broken. And like our forefathers, we cannot do it alone.
Oh, we're at the wards part. Cool. I really hate this fucking Beaumont guy. We can't turn our backs on him. He's way too powerful. Amy was right. This old Joseph seems to know stuff. Maybe there's some truth in the wars he talked about. Go check them out and keep us informed. In the meantime, we'll research and see if we learn anything about this engine. Turn the volume up, Joe. Turn it back down.
The drive ahead of me, even the loneliness, seemed like a lark. I reckoned without him. Crossing Brooklyn Bridge that morning in the rain, I saw a man leaning against the cables. He seemed to be waiting for a lift. There were spots of fresh rain on his shoulders. He was carrying a cheap overnight bag in one hand. He was thin, nondescript, with a cap pulled down over his eyes. I would have forgotten him completely, except that just an hour later, while crossing the Pulaski Skyway over the Jersey Flats, I saw him again. At least, he looked like the same person. He was standing now with one thumb pointing west. I couldn't figure out how he got there, but I thought probably one of those fast trucks had picked him up, beaten me to the Skyway, and let him off. I didn't stop for him. Then late that night...
Go for this hit rating next.
I saw him again. It's on the new Pennsylvania Turnpike between Harrisburg and Pittsburgh. It's 265 miles long with a very high speed limit. I was just slowing down for one of the tunnels when I saw him, standing under an arc light by the side of the road. I'd seen quite distinctly the bag, the cap, even the spots of fresh rain scattered over his shoulders. He hallooed at me this time. Hello! Hello! Stepped on the gas like a shot. It's lonely country through the Alleghenies, and I had no intention of stopping. Besides, the coincidences, or whatever it was, maybe the Willies. Stopped at the next gas station.
Yes, sir.
Fill her up.
Certainly, sir. Check your oil, sir?
No, thanks.
Nice night, isn't it?
It'll be interesting to see how this goes.
It hasn't been raining here recently, has it?
Not a
I might actually want the shotgun.
Oh? Oh, I suppose that hasn't done your business any harm.
Oh, people drive through here all kinds of weather. Mostly business, you know. There aren't many pleasure cars out on the turnpike this season of the year.
I suppose not. What about hitchhikers?
Hitchhikers here?
What's the matter? Don't you ever see any?
Not much. If we did, it'd be a sight for sore eyes.
Why?
Oh, I'd be a fool who started out to hitch rides on this road. Look at it.
Then, you've never seen anybody?
No. Maybe they get the lift before the turnpike starts. I mean, you know, just before the toll house. But then it'd be a mighty long ride. Most cars wouldn't want to pick up a guy for that long a ride. And you know, this is pretty lonesome country here. Mountains and woods. You ain't seen anybody like that, have you?
No. Oh, no, not at all. I was just...
Keep hammer, I guess.
Well, that'll be just $1.49 with the tax.
thing gradually passed through my mind as sheer coincidence. I had a good night's sleep in Pittsburgh. I didn't think about the man all next day until just outside of Zanesville, Ohio, I saw him again. It's a bright, sunshiny afternoon. The peaceful Ohio fields, brown with the autumn stubble, lay grieving in the golden light. I was driving slowly, drinking it in, when the road suddenly ended in a detour. In front of the barrier, he was standing. Now, let me explain about his appearance before I go on. I repeat, there was nothing sinister about him. He was as drab as a mud fence, nor was his attitude menacing. He merely stood there, waiting, almost drooping a little, with a cheap overnight bag in his hand. He looked as though he'd been waiting there for hours. And he looked up. He hailed me. He started to walk forward.
Seems to work okay.
Hello? Hello? No, not just now, sorry.
Going to California?
No, not today. The other way, going to New York, sorry. After I got the car back on the road again, I felt like a fool. Yet the thought of picking him up, of having him sit beside me, was somehow unbearable. At the same time, I felt, more than ever, unspeakably alone. Hour after hour went by. The fields, the towns ticked off one by one. The light changed. I knew now that I was going to see him again. And though I dreaded the sight, I caught myself searching the side of the road, waiting for him to appear.
You feel alive.
Sandwiches and pop here, don't you?
Yeah, we do in the daytime. We're closed up now for the
I know, but I was wondering if you could possibly have a cup of coffee, black coffee, just...
No, not this time of night, mister. My wife's been cooked. She's a fan.
Don't shut the door, please. Listen, just a minute ago... just a minute ago, there was a man standing here right beside the stand, a suspicious-looking man. I don't mean to disturb you. And you see, I was driving along when I just happened to look, and there he was.
How's he doing?
Well, nothing.
You've been taking a nip, that's what you've been doing. Now, on your way before I call out scare folks.
Woot! First word's down.
I got into the car again and drove on slowly. I was beginning to hate the car. If I could have found a place to stop, to rest a little. I was in the
Thanks,
Ozark Mountains
Night.
of Missouri now. A few resort places there were closed, only an occasional log cabin, seemingly deserted.
I will definitely see about upgrading that. Much appreciated.
I had seen him at that roadside stand. I knew I'd see him again. Maybe at the next turn of the road. I knew that when I saw him...
I'll probably keep this build for the next wards, because it's the same thing, right? I gotta grab aggro.
Until late next afternoon. Stopped the car at a sleepy little junction just across the border into Oklahoma to let a train pass by. When he appeared across the tracks, leaning against a telephone pole. Perfectly airless, dry day. The red clay of Oklahoma was baking under the southwestern sun. Yet there were spots of fresh rain on his shoulders. I couldn't stand that. Without thinking, blindly, I started the car across the track.
Wasn't this also one of the spooky stories in TSW for Halloween? There was a hitchhiker spooky story.
I could hear the train in the distance now, but I didn't care.
Or something very similar.
What was wrong with the car?
Maybe inspired by...
The train was coming closer. I could hear its bell ringing and the cry of its whistle. Still, he stood there. And now I knew that he was beckoning me to my death.
Definitely one of the spooky stories was something about a hitchhiker.
Frustrated him that time. The starter worked at last. I managed to back up. When the train passed, he was gone. I was all alone in the hot, dry afternoon.
The problem with the familiars is there's just so many of them. I can only grab like 6.
After that, I knew I had to do something. I didn't know who this man was, or what he wanted of me. I only knew that from now on, I mustn't let myself alone on the road for 1 minute. Hello there. Like a ride?
Well, what do you think? How far are you going?
Where do you want to go?
Amarillo, Texas.
I'll drive you there.
Gee. You mind if I take off my shoes? My dogs are killing.
Go right ahead.
Gee,
Shit, I didn't hit the right button.
Hitchhike much?
Sure. Only it's tough sometimes in these great open spaces to get the break.
I should think it would be, though. I'll bet you get a good pickup in a fast car. If you did, you could get places faster than, say, another person in another car, couldn't you?
I don't get you.
Well, take me, for instance. Suppose I'm driving across the country, say, at a nice, steady clip, about 45 miles an hour. Couldn't a girl like you just standing beside the road waiting for a lift beat me to town? Or any town, provided she got picked up every time in a car doing from 65 to 70 miles an hour?
I don't know. What difference does it make?
Oh, no difference. It's just a crazy idea I had sitting here in the car.
Imagine spending your time in a swell car thinking of things like that.
What would you do instead?
What would I do? If I was a good-looking fellow like yourself, why, I just enjoy myself every minute of the time. I'd sit back and relax. Never saw a good-looking girl along the side of the road. Hey, look out!
Did you see him?
See who?
A man standing beside the barbed wire fence.
I didn't see anybody. It wasn't nothing but a bunch of cows and a wire fence.
No?
What do you think you was doing? Trying to run into the barbed wire
There's a man
fence?
there, I tell you, a thin gray man with an overnight bag in his hand. And I was trying to run him down.
Run him down? Kill him?
Say you didn't see him back there? You sure?
I didn't see his soul. As far as
Watch for him the next time and keep watch. Keep your eyes peeled on the road. He'll turn up again. Maybe any minute. There! What's there?
Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. Fuck.
How does this door work? I'm getting out of here.
See him that time?
No, I didn't see him that time. And personally, mister, I don't expect never to see him. All I want to do is go on living. I don't see how I will very long, driving with you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me, but please don't go.
So if you'll excuse me...
You can't go. Listen, how would you like to go to California?
Tell this means in the main. I would have to have much higher gear to use in the mains all night.
Listen, please, just 1 minute, please.
You know what I think you need, big boy? Not a girlfriend. Just a good dose of sweet.
Please.
There, I got it now.
No, you can't go, please.
Keep your hands off me. Do you hear me? Your hands off me.
She ran. Though I were a monster. A few minutes later, I saw a passing truck pick her up. I knew then that I was utterly alone.
Blue Mountain
Out in the great
time.
Texas prairies, there wasn't a car on the road after the truck went by. I tried to figure out what to do, how to get hold of myself. If I could find a place to rest, or even if I could sleep right here in the car for a few hours along the side of the road. I was getting my winter overcoat out of the back seat to use as a blanket when I saw him coming toward me, emerging from the herd of moving steer.
Hello?
Maybe I should have spoken to him then. Fought it out then and there. For now he began to be everywhere. Whenever I stopped, even for a moment, for gas, for oil, for a drink of pop, a cup of coffee, sandwich, he was there. I saw him standing outside the auto camp in Amarillo that night when I dared to slow down. I was sitting near the drinking fountain of a little camping spot just inside the border of New Mexico. He was waiting for me outside the Navajo reservation where I stopped to check my tires. I saw him in Albuquerque when I bought 20 gallons of gas. I was afraid to stop now. I began to drive faster and faster. I was in lunar landscape now. The great arid mesa country of New Mexico. I drove through it with the indifference of a fly crawling over the face of the moon. Now he didn't even wait for me to stop. Unless I drove at 85 miles an hour over those endless roads, he waited for me at every other mile. I'd see his figure, shadowless, flitting before me, still in the same attitude, over the cold, lifeless ground, flitting over dried-up rivers, over broken stones cast up by old glacial upheavals.
Here comes the filth
Flitting in
mobs.
that pure and cloudless air. I was beside myself when I finally reached Gallup, New Mexico this morning. There's an auto camp here. Cold, almost deserted this time of year. I went inside and asked if there was a telephone. I had the feeling that if only I could speak to someone familiar, someone I loved, I could pull myself together.
Your call, please.
Long distance.
Long distance, certainly. This is long distance.
I'd like to put in a call to my home in Brooklyn, New York. I'm Ronald Adams. The number is Beechwood 200828.
Certainly, I will try to get it for you. Albuquerque, New York for Gallup. New York. Gallup, New Mexico, calling Beechwood 20828.
I read somewhere that love could banish demons. It's the middle of the morning. Any Monday before. I pictured her tall, white-haired in her crisp house dress, going about her tasks. Enough for thought, just to hear the even calmness of her voice.
Will you please deposit $3.85 for
31.
the first 3 minutes? When you have deposited $1.50, will you wait until I have collected the money? All right, deposit another $1.50. Will you please deposit the remaining 85 cents?
We're gonna pause that. This is gonna be a cinematic.
All these wasted years.
We all played a part. We all made mistakes. The only thing that matters now is that we repair the damage we've caused before it destroys our chance for a future.
What? I thought we already fixed it. Well, not we as much as...
Your mother is right, Kyra. Yes, the wards are working again. For now. But the sanctum of the mountain has already been breached. The enemy must be confronted. Thanks to you, we have one last chance. With the wards repaired and our family reunited, we might have the strength do need your help. We are mortals while you are so much more. The sword our enemy carries is both a weapon and a key, and the source of all his power. When you last confronted him, you were no match for him. This time, you will go with the power of all the ages. The wells of our forefathers have been filled, and you will drink from them.
Just think of it as an elixir. It's perfectly safe, I think.
We will channel the spirits of our ancestors to guide you, and the thunder of the gods from the north to still the black waters. You will wield this power, and the world will tremble beneath your feet. But be quick. Such magic won't last, and we only have one opportunity to right our wrongs. Both the people of the dawn and the people of tomorrow pray for your success.
Go team! Sorry, Mom, but it really was one of those go team moments.
Go team! Alright, now I have to go to the deep shaft and fight Beaumont. And hopefully, hopefully that will be beatable. Alright, we're back to the regular build. I don't even know if I need osmium. Do I need maybe a cleanse? I don't know. Are you going with the plan to run chaos and hope so you can pair in the right time, or just hoping you damage him through the heals? I'm just hoping that like he doesn't heal up so much that it's like impossible. And if that doesn't work, then I have to go try and figure out a fucking chaos plan. But I have the passive and I have all the abilities, so it's not, and I have a blue chaos focus, so it's not like undoable, potentially.
What does that smell?
It's so slow. Oh my god. This will take a bit. Yep. Yes, indeed it will. He's down to 80%. $75%. Oh, he occasionally purges it, I think. That's what's happening. Can't tell if standing that hurts him or not. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think it is. It's unfortunate. Okay, he's at 60. What is he gonna go to? 61? That's not bad. That heal wasn't much. Oh, maybe. Is that what it is? He's immune to the doggos dying? Well, that's not good. Fuck, this is gonna suck. I think this is doable. The Scouring Light does enough. There's not a timer, no. But he's doing a heal. So I need him to do enough damage that, like, you know what I mean? It's not like a net negative. But I think it's fine. We're down to 35% now. He's gonna heal up a little bit. 36, 37. Yeah, it's not overwhelming. And his Scouring Light is doing enough on my shields to take him down further than he's healing. He's down at 30. Like 5-7% each round you're winning. Yeah, exactly. I was almost at 25. It's 22. Wonder how much damage he's done over the whole fight. Something more than his 100k HP. Oh yeah, for sure. 15%. We're back to split personalities, huh? He's taking damage from this guy while this guy's there. Yes!
Cassie, thank you, Mia. I knew you'd come through for me. There'll be a place at my table when I've taken back.
Come through for you. Do you have any idea who I am? Or who I am about to become?
Don't touch that. It's not for you. You have no fucking idea what you're messing with.
Funny. I was gonna tell you the same thing. I just hope you understand, Beaumont. It's not you. It's me.
Thoughts on if Cassie will show up again? I think she's supposed to at some point, but I don't know where that is in the story arc. So that's cool. Beat Dawning of Endless Night. Passive style.
Come closer.
Just realized you can't be full of good choices since you can't hit the filth bird after Egypt. Can't I though? Can't I hit it with the agitator gadget or the shotgun aggro ability and make it want to fight me? Does that not count? I can't hear what she's saying.
We can give you what you deserve. We can give you the world. Come, speak with us, and you'll see. Your potential is being wasted by your puppet masters. Your future holds so much promise. We are generous and giving to those who aspire to greatness. Don't let your talents be wasted. Don't accept any less than what you deserve. Look around. Witness the legacy of those who were brave and dared to dream. You can rise higher and reach
Some choose to be granted the gift of sight, to envision and recreate beauty. But beauty is hollow compared to true power.
I love these instances.
Some choose to be granted the gift of language, to use words to seduce and change the world. But true power cannot be contained by words, and true power can shape the world to your will. Some choose material wealth, mere shadows of true wealth, true power. You will have no need for paper and metal when you carry within you something much greater. Some choose to be made into figureheads, pale shadows of those who walk the true and enlightened path alongside us. Become the one who pulls the strings, not the puppet on the throne. Come, and we'll speak of your future. We are fascinated by you. We want to hear everything about you.
I can't believe it.
Dun dun dun.
That's Amundsen. That means Nicholas must be here somewhere.
The time has come to accept our gift to you. We can give you everything. The world. You only have to choose to accept it.
Get the hell away from me.
We shall reject the gift. Fuck your couch.
Run away. You won't be able to escape the end of days.
Boom. So that was a bust. Fine, yeah, you nailed the big bad and you probably saved the world, or at least a small piece of it. So high five to you, but the sword would have been nice. Also, what the fuck with being AWOL? When I call you, pick up ASAP. Wrap up whatever you're doing on Tom Island. I'm sure you have unfinished business. And then stop by my office. We'll touch base, share war stories, compare scars, whatever. It's maxed. Do 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 do. What do we want passive-wise next? So the debuff Cassie puts on you at the end of the pickup refers to her as the Wicked Witch of the South. You think that's just a little joke about her having a southern accent, or you think there's others like her? I don't know if it means there's others like her, but I did notice that the last time I ran it as well, and I might be like a... I mean, it's certainly a nod to her southern part, but there could be something more in there too as far as like who she's supposed to be. Because I think, you know, much like Beaumont's essentially Loki, I'm sure she's supposed to be somebody. At least it feels like it to me. Just not sure who. What did I did this one, okay. Kirsten Geary, her office. I talked to another longtime player, she told me who it's supposed to be. I mean, I would assume you mean they told you their guess on who it's supposed to be? Because as far as I know, that I can recall, it's never been confirmed by you know, the game or Funcom who it's supposed to be. But I would take a good educated guess for sure. To be honest, I haven't spent a lot of time, or really much of any time. I've thought about it a little bit, like in passing, but I've never actually, like, you know, hopped on Google and done any research or any shit like that. Or even on the forums, for that matter.
Listen to me. Listen. Oh, stop crying. You are 40 years old. It takes hours to die from a gut shot like that. Literally hours. It's a total drag. So I'll call you later, okay? Okay, ciao ciao. Ugh, new recruits. No stomach for field work. Solid results out there. Not the results we were expecting, but we have entire departments all about adjusting expectations. Heads will roll, whatever. What's buried beneath that rock stays buried. No shit, it's a cosmic big deal, but forget all about it. Or you'll follow Beaumont into a secure treatment ward at Arkham State Hospital. We don't go to Arkham. Super unsanitary. As for the one that got away, she won't get away far. We've got our best recruiters reaching out to her. The magic sword is a nice to have, but opportunism like that is priceless. And if little Cassandra doesn't play ball, we'll put her through questions and answers to figure out the whole Morning Light angle. It's a win-win. At least we've kept the factional status reasonably quo, although I'm a little curious about what the Orochi group is playing at. We do have strict non-compete spells in place, a lot of red tape and chilling effects, but I wouldn't put it past them to go behind our backs. Just like we're going behind theirs. Oh, you're an accessory now, incidentally. Executive summary? You did good work out there. High five. Really.
Leave the office. The fuck? Oh wait. My legs on the floor. Oh, question and answers. Yeah, I forgot about this part. It's been a while since I played a Lumi character.
Do you know what that means? No, you don't. You have absolutely no idea what that means. Today we'll be doing questions, but we will skip the answers. We know the answers. Miss Geary already debriefed you. There's no need for repetition. How would you rate your performance? Don't answer that. Didn't I tell you? We already know. Bottom line, you failed. Lucky for you, so did everyone else, which makes it hard to establish a cutoff point. Geary's job is to make you feel special, to make you deliver. Ours is to simply evaluate. We look at facts. The facts concern us. Your loyalty concerns us. We have questions, but your answers are irrelevant. Frankly, actions speak louder than words. The sword isn't the only relic of note to go off the radar lately. It's an epidemic. Occult weapons, ancient technology, dangerous artifacts, an alarming amount of it ending up in the wrong hands, i.e., not ours. The Phoenicians are involved. Also, these people. No one quite knows what to make of them. We're filing it under TBD. And then there's the Arachi group. We know exactly what to make of the Arachi group. They may appear to be on our side, but they are not. They are dangerous, they have ambitions. And like us, they have eyes and ears everywhere. Everywhere. I'm going to tell you exactly what that means. It means we're paying attention, all the time. To you, to everyone else. Q&A isn't just me. It isn't even us. It's all of you. Vigilance is important. If you want to avoid seeing this room again, you will learn to be vigilant. This went well.
Actually, we got those skins in TSW at some point. They were like third age weapon skins from the loyalty reward program. This person has instant casual acquisitions compromise code 9101. So Leo, we did have that skin. I don't remember that they didn't carry over, did they, Chase, like to Legends? I put the wrong code. I thought damn it. Why can't I jump over the railing? 9101. Where did I put? 19 something. You're in the fucking Illuminati. Your password is a disgrace. I can't tell if it's your dog's name or your girlfriend's. But give me uppercase, lowercase numbers, and a fuck from a white space by Monday, Cassini. You need to meet the career service still in effect. The white truck waits near the subway station. Get inside for a ride to the warehouse. Shipment out of Egypt, and it might be exactly what your people are looking for. Oh, I'm remembering this now. I am remembering this now. Yeah, they didn't. I was curious if it came over as TSW exclusive or not. I do know we got them. I'm curious why they didn't come over. I mean, most cosmetic stuff came over. And a lot of the TSW exclusive stuff is just marked TSW exclusive, but it still came over if you had it. You know, a box. Like a cache? I could see that. I could see a third age cache or something. That would make sense. What's up, Phil Knife? I never finished the hitchhiker thing. Oops. Oh, you TSW so many shotguns I can tell you.
Brooklyn, go ahead, please.
Hello? Hello?
Mrs. Adams' residence.
Hello, Mother?
This is Mrs. Adams' residence. Who is it you wish to speak to, please?
What? Who's this?
This is Mrs. Winnie.
Mrs. Winnie? I don't know any Mrs. Winnie. Is this Beechwood 208-828?
Yes?
Where's my mother? Where's Mrs. Adams?
Mrs. Adams is not at home. She's still in the hospital.
The hospital?
Yes. Who is this calling, please? Is it a member of the family?
What's she in the hospital for?
She's been prostrated for 5 days. Nervous breakdown. But who is
nervous
calling?
Remove the spinal chip from the agent's corpse.
My mother never was nervous.
It's all taken place since the death of her oldest son, Ronald.
Death of her oldest son, Ronald? Hey, what's this? What number is this?
This is Beechwood 20828. It's all been very sudden. He was killed just 6 days ago in an automobile accident on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Your 3 minutes are up, sir. Your 3 minutes are up, sir. Your 3 minutes are up.
So I'm sitting here in this deserted auto camp in Gallup, New Mexico. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get hold of myself. Otherwise, I'm going to go crazy. Outside, it's night. The vast, soulless night of New Mexico. 1,000,000 stars are in the sky. Ahead of me stretch 1,000 miles.
Haha! I made it! I just straight up fucking ran.
Prairies. Desert. Somewhere among them, he's waiting for me. Somewhere I shall know who he is and who I am.
Bum, bum, bum. He was dead the whole time. Well, not the whole time, but
So ends The Hitchhiker.
most of the time.
And to Orson Welles, our considerable thanks for his playing of the title role. Mr. Welles, help wanted. Men, women, and children. Nature of work, hard, monotonous, back-breaking labor. Hours, 75 a week minimum. Pay, a few cents an hour. Added inducement, 2 meals a day, including several ounces of bad bread and a cup of thin soup. Don't delay. Apply at once. How'd you respond to a want ad like that, Mr. and Mrs. American working man and woman? You'd laugh, wouldn't you, and throw the paper in the trash basket. Dismiss the whole advertisement as some kind of a joke, but believe me, it's no joke. It's a simple statement of the working conditions that exist today in Nazi Germany and the conquered countries under Nazi rule. It's also an exact statement of the working conditions that will be imposed on you and every member of your family if the Nazis win this war.
Alright, here we go. I really like this cutscene, I think that happens. I think it's this one.
Have you tried turning it off and on? No? Then please kill yourself. Yo, I'm the sysadmin. I've been tracking you since that unauthorized email access. Strike one. Is the agent dead? Out there, I mean? In the system, his mistakes will live forever, like stains under blacklight. Dirty digital fingerprints all across the world. Seriously, do these people even understand how technology works? Everything is recorded. Nothing is deniable. We know your entire life story. It's chill, though. My job isn't in the details. Your weird-ass preoccupations are totally your own thing. Can you not try to make eye contact? I also do numbers, data. I ran all those shipping numbers you saw, which, FYI, takes longer than it does in the movies. Yeah, Egypt. I bet you twigged when you got jacked by mummies. Gold star. But check out all this activity in and out of the desert. Let's say half of them are dummy shipments to throw off anyone with too much time and satellite access. That still leaves a lot. And what's weird is that this Egyptian mafia, the kingdom, are super anal about export control. As our rogue trader found out. Do you still have his chip? No shit. Well, I know where Geary's sending you next.
Back to Geary. I should be able to go totally, make it to Transylvania and do broadcasts on this character before Halloween ends, I think. You can
have 2 minutes or 5 minutes? In summary, plenty of room for improvement. Now, it's time for you to leave and time for me to chat with one of our rising stars. Ciao, ciao. Well, I don't expect to see him again. We're making a few cuts. Exciting news! You're going to Egypt. Well, exciting if you're into all beach and no sea. I prefer the Mojave. The smell of the firing range, peyote, shallow graves. But enough about my childhood. Africa hasn't been a key action area for us since the 14th century BC. Now our sources say something big is going down in the desert. A real game changer. New England is so last week. The catch is that we'll have to work with Venice. The council used to run the show, back when the Earth was flat and the sun revolved around Europe. These days they're all about being neutral observers, getting in the way of a good old-fashioned honor system. But until we find a way to speed up their slow descent into the ocean, it pays to use and abuse them. We scratch their back, they crack down harder on the Templars. It's a public service. The modern world is so over big swords and bad teeth. Hook up with the Venice envoy. Make nice. Find out what they know. If you have to make a mess, make sure you don't spill any on the Orochi group. They've been making a lot of noise about New England, and word is that their Egyptian operation has been compromised. They're likely to pin it on us if push comes to shove. I tell Orochi to go fuck themselves, but you know how it goes. They're the world's biggest transmedia conglomerate. Setting up a video conference regarding self-fucking would take forever. Time for my next o'clock. Don't worry, you're not on my cut list. Yet. Ciao, ciao.
Luckily, Egypt isn't all that long. That's what she said. Phil, what the fuck are you doing? Alright, I'm probably gonna call it here and try and find somebody to host or some shit. Because it's almost 3 and I should have gone to bed like an hour ago. But I really wanted to do Beaumont and then, I don't know, I couldn't leave this hanging. So we'll just leave it before I pop into Egypt. Pick that up tomorrow. Night, Arctic. Thanks, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go ahead and host Jade. They are, I think that's how you say their name. They are streaming Legends as well. So we're gonna pass the Legends level on. Let's see here. Night Chicken Stew, Starfighter. Oh, that's the long-time streamer TSW you were talking about. Yeah, I've been following them for a while. Peace, guys. Hopefully catch you tomorrow.